As this is happening, we're going to jump to a location that you were not in to see something that was happening at the very same time. Because it definitely affects what's going on outside in the city. All of this is going down. So your tokens are here, but you are not. As Goro-Atashan is greeting his returning soldiers. A troop of Imperial soldiers, their armor battered and bloodstained, is returning from the Orc encampment. From attacking 3 Orc clans. And as they do so, the leader of the attack, the Imperial captain, steps forward, and Goro asks for a report. Report, soldier. Do the orcs lie dead at your feet? The soldier takes a second to pause before saying, Goro-Atashan, you ordered these men to slaughter orcs as they slept, the peoples of 3 entire clans. Goro, your scales are tarnished. I offer you a test of scales. Goro-Atashan's looking at us like, soldier, you do not know your place. He reaches up, pulls off the mask of his helmet, and says, to the contrary. Well, this ruse was not going to last long, was it? Show me the color of your blood. And Goro-Atashan is now engaged in combat with the Orc Lord.
Oh no!
Goro lunges forward. He is quick to fight and will be making the first attack. He's going to go for a power attack, which will allow him to deal 15 additional damage. He will make his swing with a melee attack. 15 versus armor class, so it would have dealt 46 points of damage. Instead, it misses. The Orc Lord pulls his blade out. He will rage, and then he will do a raging melee attack. 28 will hit, which deals 52 points of damage to Goro-Ata, immediately bloodying and staggering him. And as the battle continues, Goro-Ata takes a second swing, desperate to hit here. Another miss. The Orc Lord is going to use Relentless, and he is going to use Violence, and he's going to use Unstoppable. And he's going to use Lethal if he needs to. He's using everything on this attack. And will be dropping Goro-Ata, having taken absolutely no damage to himself. The soldiers who have returned pull off their masks, revealing orc faces, pull blades to the Imperials.
I could take him in a fight. Kitty's got full confidence.
I'm stressed out, man. I'm stressed out.
Now we'll take a 10-minute break. We'll be back in 10.
BRB!
I return.
I am present.
Welcome back. Let's see, Widnon, Sean, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Alright, just waiting on Hayden then. Once Hayden is here, we'll dive back in and see what comes next, what the party decides to do as you hear the sounds of fighting starting in the streets.
Boy.
Welcome back! So, yeah, as you take down Tovi Dakuna, you start to hear the sounds of commotion and fighting in the streets, and the Imperial soldier who is, the couple of Imperial soldiers who remain in the house are being called for outside. It says, hold on a second, something's happening. And they are moving outside. What would you like to do as you are in the house and now a little battered, a little beaten up, perhaps? What do you do? What do you say to each other?
I say that, hey guys, so Stas and I found out something. There's a healer down the road. You want to walk over there?
Should we also maybe check to see the back room hasn't been cleared out?
Yeah, that too.
Alright. You start looking, do you search Povita's body or anything?
Hell yeah, we take her for everything she's got.
You do find something on her, and it appears to be magical.
Ooh, we love magical things.
So
What's
let's
it look
see. Kitty, if you will roll me a 1d20. Let's find out.
Oh,
3, let me count. Alright. You have found... Yeah, it looks like a book. And there are strange arcane symbols upon that book.
oh, I can't read. Who can read fancy scribbles? And I hold the book up in the air.
I can do it.
Yeah, listen.
Great, check it out.
You take a look over the tome and fiddle with it a little bit. As you start to look through, your eyes blur a little bit at it. It is, in fact, a tome of arcane mysteries.
Ooh.
And as you're flipping through it, if you choose to accept this magical item, when you make an attack roll with an arcane spell, you can choose to change the attack roll to a 10 instead of the natural roll. This is after you have made the roll. So you roll a 1, you can say, I'm using my tome to change that to a 10.
I do like that.
It has a recharge, 16 plus. So, like, you know, probably it's like once per battle sort of thing. But
Still
you
not
can
bad.
recharge it. Would you like to take that then, Lithram?
Yes, I would.
Definitely
And
useful
mine-
for any spellcaster.
What a gorgeous day it is today.
In addition to noting what a gorgeous day it is, you also feel the need to doodle insane geometrical designs. So you're just like always doodling.
Wait, so he got the effects of what the hell?
The quirk of your magical item for healing you.
Yeah, one of his spells when he healed you, he temporarily gained the effects. And now we're both just babbling about the weather a lot.
Okay, I was gonna say, do I still talk about the
You
weather?
still do. He just gained that quirk temporarily. So we've got two people who are just inanely babbling about the weather as Lithram is also doodling on the walls. While Stas, you go to check out the back of the place. Is that right?
Yep.
Let's go ahead and give me a wisdom roll. Yeah, you start scanning through things. You don't notice any hidden things, but it does appear as though some degree of experimentation was done in this room. Is the party going to further explore the house, or do you have other things you'd like to do?
I mean, I can come in and help Stas look at this room. You know, I'm smaller and have a really keen eye for real tiny things that are hard to find.
Okay, you looking in the same place, the same room?
Yeah.
Okay, sure, you can do that. Does anyone want to explore other areas of the house?
Well,
Or have other priorities, either way.
I'll explore a different part of the house.
Okay. What about you, Arasa? What are you up to?
I don't know. I'm fucking conflicted.
Arasa's conflicted. Arasa has picked up that there's something weird going on. Kitty, you look through these, and one of the things that you notice is some of these bodies are moving. And so having noticed that,
We got a live one in here, folks. We got a live one.
you are able to eliminate these before they rise. So that's the battle you avoid.
Great. We can't afford to die.
As you start lighting them up, burning them, there's been some experimentation done on these things. Stas, yeah, you light flames. You don't have to be particularly accurate with this, which is good because you're not. Lithram, give me a wisdom roll as you search. Actually, yeah, wisdom will be fine for this. As you start looking through the desk and inspecting what you find. You find a number of notes in Povita's desk. Looking through those notes, They appear for the most part to be observational, as though she was observing the town, seeing what was happening as the disease took its course. Some experimentation with the dead, as Kitty and Stas have found a room full of dead bodies, but mainly observationals. What's happening? What are the stages? What happens next? Is a thorough detailing of things.
Now, does it seem as though it's just for like knowledge sake, or is she like was she planning on something on a larger scale?
I'd say as you're looking through these things, you get the distinct impression that it was observing what happens here to be ready and knowledgeable for next time.
Got it.
In other words, this town may have been the practice shot. Yeah. Test it out, see what happens, so that you can deploy it for real at a later date.
Good information.
Those observation notes may be of some benefit to you as you attempt to try and cure this disease, though, as her diligent observations are, diligent, careful, and...
Would she have the notes on, like, what she was using? I mean, obviously we're gonna find it, but, like...
As you scour through things and look over it, you find that she didn't create it. She got it from somebody else. This was why she needed to test it out and figure out how exactly it worked, how it went down, because she didn't exactly know. It seems someone else made this thing and maybe gave it to her. Maybe she purchased it with something. You don't know.
Maybe the Lich King whispered it to her.
And as you're sort of having that thought, those momentary hallucinations that you've had come back, you're real tired, Lithram. And the Lich King just sort of whispering, Indeed. I made this, after all. One of my greatest masterpieces. And for me that's saying something, after all. I was the Wizard King in the Age of Wonders, fallen into undeath. And the Lich King, ever since. I was the single greatest mind in the history of Orvalos. And this is one of my masterpieces on display. Do you like it?
Seems rudimentary for a brilliant mind like yourself.
Well, if it's so rudimentary, why can't you cure it?
You may have had ages ahead of me, but I'm not too far behind the cure to your rudimentary project.
As you say these words, a degree of confidence instilled in you. You feel like you're on the brink. You've just got to do a bit more studying. A survey of the house reveals these things, and as this is going on, Araza, you're kind of observing outside and seeing what's going on as Graveling recovers under your careful watch there. As you look outside, you see some fighting. Imperial soldiers fighting what appears to be other Imperial soldiers is taking place.
What the fuck?
Hey, if you leave a problem long enough, it'll take care of itself.
Or it'll just yield a different problem.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh.
After this, where to next? As Araza draws the attention of the party to the fact that something is going on outside. There are battles taking place in the streets.
I don't know. We can continue searching this house very shortly, but I do feel like maybe we should try to do something. Who is it that's here of the orcs?
That would be Alistair Dubik, the Orc Lord. So you don't know that, but that is the person. Only been met so far by Thorold and Kitty.
I was gonna say, I know them by reputation, but I'm not sure I'm necessarily the right person to go in and be like, Fucking stop! And like try to reason with either side. I could try, I suppose. It's just why would the orcs listen to me? You know what I mean? I wish Thor was here.
Do we hear their fighting? Like, is it?
Yeah, I mean, as you go outside, you can pick up on what's happening. So you go outside, you see some of the conflict, you hear cries of orc and things like that. It is quickly apparent to your trained military eye that, for one thing, the orcs have all the advantage here. They're dressed like Imperials and they're attacking with surprise. There is, however, one situation that mitigates that to a degree. The Imperials are poisoned, and so the orcs have to fight them twice. When they die, they come back as zombies. So yeah, there are now fighting in the streets and even more zombies.
Is my healer friend happening to follow my advice and is running from his home as there's chaos?
You could try looking to see if Stanton is out there.
Stanton, we need help!
You see, it looks like he's holed up in his house rather than going out. He's like, "What?
We're dying. We need help. If you want to live to see another day, heal me and my friends, and we'll protect you."
Get over here! Get that folk over here! I don't have a whole lot of use of this shite. As you start rolling, who's looking the worst?
I don't know.
Is anyone rough?
I've healed up, right?
I
Sorry.
can't heal up anymore, and I'm only at half health because of my slugs.
Yeah, so most people seem as though they're okay, although they've been burning recoveries like there's no tomorrow, which might not be. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
My recoveries don't work.
I don't have a whole lot. Look,
I'll take a piece of armor.
as best as I can. I don't have anything in your size. Come on.
I figured I'd ask.
You're really trying to get free
You know,
armor.
being the end of the world and all, yeah?
Alright, let's press through. Let's go. Are you pushing towards the heart? Are you trying to get to the center of things? Is that what the deal is?
I don't see why not. Go right to the center, right to the mess.
Okay. Let me have each
I
of
could
you.
be wrong.
Let me have each of you roll me either strength or dexterity, your choice, as you're trying to make your way navigate through the unfolding situation.
Are we adding anything to it?
Only if it's appropriate for like navigating through a city environment.
Survivalist probably wouldn't. That's more wilderness.
I have explorer, traveler work.
No, I don't think so. That's again probably wilderness. Alright, 18, 17,
You're the outdoorsy type.
sorry, 17, 16, 13,
Oh, I got it.
26. So, Kitty is sort of at the head of the pack, pushing through people as you're navigating through. There's a few stumbles from Stas, but the party on the whole is able to push your way through. Most of these individuals aren't that interested in you. There will be, I'll go a couple of random attacks at Stas, since you have the lowest there. Just a claw and bite, see if you get... That's a natural 20. You take 16 points of damage, Stas, as you're making your way through. One ghoul does manage to get you, as then Kitty smashes it afterwards, as you push and press your way to the center of town. And as you get there, Stas, leaning on Lithram for support, you make your way here, and you see Thorold and the Burgomeister coming out of the town hall. You see the Imperials having been routed from this area, and there's the Orc Lord Kitty, who you recognize in Imperial armor, but having taken the helmet off. And you arrive here to see what's going on as the orcs are taking up shop here. You see there's also fighting outside of the city at the Imperial camp. And yeah, you make your way here. You see the Orc Lord taking stock of things, and he's at the moment negotiating with some of his men and giving some inspirational words, starting something along the lines of, "We did not ask for this fight, but it became inevitable when they came in the night to kill our loved ones. There may be many while we are few, but we few know one thing. We know the color of our blood, do we not?" And a chant of green blood goes through the armed orc crowd.
He whispers it's green under her breath.
Blood.
Green blood.
He notices you coming. He
What
says,
was I doing? I'm so sorry.
"The green blood cat approaches, then. Welcome and well met."
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I couldn't resist the chant, man. You know, once you're an orc, always an orc. It looks like you're ready to fight. Who are you fighting?
The Imperials, I suppose I have you to thank again. Riley, the other little cat, came by, told us about the impending attack. There was no time to warn the other two clans. They were going to be attacking the next night. I couldn't get word to them in time, so what I did, I gathered up our clan. We ambushed the ambushers. We attacked their soldiers in the dark of night before they could reach our camps. Took countless Imperials hostage, stripped them of their arms and armor, came here dressed as them for a little surprise. Little payback.
I can't believe the old cat made it.
He did indeed. Looks over and says, who might you be?
Oh, these are my friends.
Friends of Kitty, friends of the clan. You're welcome.
Friends of Thorold too. You know.
I haven't seen him yet. He's been holed up in the constable's office, I suppose. Thorold comes out and says, "Sorry, been a bit under the weather, but good to see you again." And Thorold will join the party for this. Looks over at Raza. "So, what were you saying then?"
Oh, I was just wondering if maybe the favor that we did you by alerting you to, you know, the potential Imperial onslaught was maybe worthy of a favor in return?
Well, I can't argue with that. What'd you have in mind?
Hear me out on this. If you could maybe see your way to considering not attacking the Imperials any further right now, that would be so open-minded and awesome of you. What a prodigious leader you would prove yourself to be.
No, that's quite one hell of a request.
Yeah, I know.
Considering the fighting's already happening, and they don't seem too keen to put away blades.
Green blood. Green blood.
God damn it, Kitty.
She's got it in her, doesn't she? Listen, could you elucidate me on your reasoning then? Because as I imagine you're aware, they attempted to massacre us.
I'm completely aware, and believe me, under I think maybe any other circumstances, I would totally understand and most likely wouldn't get in your way in exacting revenge. But the source of information that was used to foretell the attacks on your encampments yielded a lot of other information. Namely, that this entire city is going to fall to the undead in the next, what are we at, day and a quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, day and a quarter.
Okay, so it's a really dire and desperate situation. Your even being here right now puts you and your men in a tremendous amount of danger. We've seen how things will most likely pan out. We're hoping to prevent it from happening, but so far we haven't had quite as much success as we were hoping for. And really, we need as much access to military aid as possible. And if there could be a way to negotiate some sort of ceasefire, as it were.
But there are zombies for your men to fight. Just don't kill the non-zombie Imperials.
For now. And then hopefully we can discuss maybe a more peaceful resolution that does not result in the spilling of orc blood.
We'll arrange some torture.
Revenge only leads to revenge. It's a cycle. Break the cycle. Be the bigger person.
Yeah, we're just gonna set up little torture appointments for you as we interrogate. Then the green blood doesn't have to end its flowing so abruptly. We just kind of turn it off, a litto trickle at a time.
You're not helping.
Your reputation.
No,
Kitty, shut the fuck up.
Listen,
we're trying to calm the situation.
they're orcs. The rules. You have to give them something else to look forward to.
I'm just asking. Can we just pause this? Clearly, the bad blood has been there between orcs and Imperials for quite some time. Can we just pause this to deal with this very serious crisis, and then we can approach... I'm gonna cut you.
Orcs cannot yield. I mean, it's not their fault.
Over, Kitty. He says,
I'm not asking them to yield.
Hold on a second, Cat. As you have stated, there will be no yielding. But there may be a possibility here. Roll me in charisma check, and I think I've heard Lithram, I've heard Kitty, and I've heard Araza each say things. If each of you will roll me a charisma check, we'll see how each of your arguments fall upon his ears.
Yeah, but all of our arguments are to not continue killing right now.
God.
Oh,
Alright,
that's
so
bad.
Lithram's argument is not the best.
I don't suppose volcanic eruption prophet could be used right now, could it?
I think we could almost change, instead of volcanic eruption prophet, to prophet of the end times.
Okay.
Because I will allow you to use volcanic eruption prophet because you are prophesizing some real doom here. Pretty roll the highest.
Wait, can I add my icon relationship to that?
Roll me your icon relationship for the Orc Lord. Let's see if what you roll on that.
Oh,
You roll an unambiguous advantage from your icon relationship.
that means stop the killing for now, please. Please.
He pauses to consider, and he says, I cannot pause entirely, but I believe there is a way for me to offer some degree of leniency, shall we say. Give me a moment. He steps away, confers with his men, and then wow, what a clutch 6 on that. We don't roll icon relationships often, but this is a big one. He comes back to Kitty and says, "You've done many things for my people. You've warned us, prevented a great catastrophe. You have proven your honor on multiple occasions. And your friend's request is understandable. No one wants more blood to be spilled than is needed. I will say this, though. What has happened here, their attack, if I delivered no recompense, I would not remain Orc Lord for long. My people demand some sort of justice for what almost happened to them, for this cowardly attack. And at the same time, I know that there is only one possible way, if this war is coming, that I can win it. The Dragon Empire is large and vast. The only way I can win it is swiftly. The only way I can win it is by taking the Imperial capital before they can muster all their forces to destroy us. So it cannot be for long that any pause is made. And so here is what I will offer. I will make an announcement. To every Imperial, amnesty and the ability to walk away with no further blood spilled, and with food that we will provide. And you notice that they have brought the food that Thorold and you, Kitty, negotiated for so many days ago.
Yay!
Untainted food and amnesty for any Imperial who, for the next day and a half, joins us in turning blades to the undead. If they choose not to take this arrangement, their blood is no longer upon my hands. It is on their own.
Do you approve, Eliza?
This is the best that I can offer. Temporary amnesty.
Where's Goro Atashan?
He would be in the cell right next to that other Imperial lady that you lot recently captured.
Alright, can we go talk to him?
Be my guest. And he will go to make that announcement. An announcement that rings throughout the city that the Imperials, the fighting can stop as long as those Imperials agree for the time being to fight the undead instead of orcs. But only for 2 days. You head in to meet, and there in the cell is Goro Atashan, as well as in the cell next to him, Inikitsu. So yeah, you can speak to either of them.
Is Inikitsu awake?
She's groggy. She could probably be woken up with,
I'm just gonna kick her and be like, Grammy's dead, bitch, and then I'm gonna go move on to talking to Goro.
As she kind of like, what? What have you... You killed...
3 times. We killed her 3 times.
Killed all of them. Every version of the bitch.
You... And she just kind of falls silent and curls up into a ball in her cell, pressing as small as she can into the corner.
Also, do we know anything about her family?
No, I was gonna say when we
Much.
go back to the house, I'm hoping we can get some of that information too, because the whole like, I would do anything
for
to
my
protect
family?
my family. Like, what the hell does that mean? If you have a character backstory that makes me feel bad for you, I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm gonna be really pissed off.
I mean, you'll find out some more information, but I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't think you'll feel that bad.
Alright, good.
This is granny fluid. Vicious. You
Chicken splatter.
approach
And it just
Goro,
splattered on the walls.
who's been stripped of his armor and weaponry, and is quietly furious in his cell. He looks up, says, "Oh, well, looks like you lot seem to have come out the better for this situation than I would have expected. Certainly better than me."
Don't be jealous. Everything's a shit show right now. So, here's the deal. Here's the deal, okay? How much does he know anything about the shroom prophecy?
I don't think much. I don't think he knows the details of it, other than you saying that this is going to get worse before it gets better.
Alright. Well, we'll give him, like, the Cliff Notes version of, like, it has been foreseen the direction things are going to be headed in. This city will be under siege. Lithram just taunted a Lich King. Everything's fucked, basically. So...
You don't know about my dreams.
I know, that was an aside.
That was out of character.
That's out of character. So I'm going to...
So it looks like we're all fucked, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it does. It does.
Every stinking orc is just as fucked as me. Well, you've brought me a small measure of joy then.
It's funny that you say that. So, basically, here's the situation. If you are as capable and logical a leader as I hope you are, you will take the Orc Lord's offer of ceasing conflict and combat with the orcs for the next, I don't know how many hours it is. 30 hours?
36.
30 hours?
Let's
36
call it
hours.
36.
36 hours to avoid near or total annihilation of Garakan at Undead's hands. And then you can figure out your shit outside city lines later on.
Yeah, as you're saying this, Thorold has a realization. He's like, You're right, Orvalos. He did say any Imperial who agrees, I think he's going to be really pissed when he realizes this, but you're right. By his own words. So Goro hears this and says, huh. So in other words, your orc runs the orcs, I run the Imperials. Together we kill some undead, and then afterwards see what happens.
To be clear, he's not our orc. I don't think he's anybody's orc. I don't think he's even aware of how much danger he's put himself and his men in coming here. He's in no better a position than anybody else. The only way that I foresee you getting out of this cell is if you meet the terms of his demands and raise your weapons only to undead for the next 36 hours and then leave city limits to deal with your conflict with the orcs.
That sounds nice.
There's a long pause as he thinks about these things. He's clearly conflicted by his own biases. Before he says, with a bit of nervousness, I guess I could go kill some zombies before a rematch.
I think so too.
That's the spirit.
All right. I suppose I won't forget being made to grovel to an orc, but...
And he won't forget your attacking his people. Nobody's forgetting anything. I'm just asking you to put it aside for a second so Garakan doesn't get blown off the map.
If it puts a blade back in my hand, I suppose it's a price
There
I
we go.
could pay.
That's the spirit.
Teamwork.
Get ready
It's all
to make
about the teamwork.
Get ready to make a speech to your men that tastes like vinegar in your mouth.
Hmm. I think maybe you shouldn't say any more. I'm already regretting this. And he'll wait until the next time the Orc Lord comes in to take advantage of that offer. Yeah, I mean it plays to his personal desires, so I think no roll is needed.
I was gonna say, I really hope I don't have to make a charisma roll for this, because I feel like this is the most obvious and logical choice for him to make, despite his...
Yeah, his personal proclivities would mean that he would never have thought of this on his own, but once it's presented to him, he does see the merits. Like, he is a strategist at heart.
Yes.
So, yeah. But he wouldn't have ever thought of it on his own, because the thought of doing that would not have come to him.
I'm gonna
But
go
yeah, he doesn't need to.
I'm gonna go ask the Orc Lord to go have a private word with him, and I'm also gonna clarify that when the time limit of this ceasefire ends, whatever conflict they have has to be taken care of outside of the walls of Garakan. It's not fair for, like, the citizens of Garakan that have already been dealing with a tremendous amount of issues maybe get caught in the crossfire of even more bullshit.
Yeah, you go and have that conversation. It's not a hard conversation, as he's taken off his Imperial armor by now, back in his typical garb, and hearing that, he just says, "Well, that was never gonna happen. We were speaking with the Burgermeister, working out an arrangement for ongoing food and support, and Well, we draw on political lines and all that business, but I have no interest in fighting inside of a town. And besides that, we've got a forced march ahead of ourselves. We don't have time to linger. The longer we linger, the longer the Imperials have time to draw their forces upon us. We won't be here, and within a week we'll be gone.
Okay. That went better than I thought it would.
I mean, he's got to attack the Imperial capital, so he can't stay here.
True.
Any other conversations needing to be had here?
No, I just want to go back to Pavita's house and keep searching.
Okay. Any of the rest of you have things you would like to do in this area?
Where are we technically?
You're in the Heart District, right by the town hall.
So is this near the woods where my lead is leading me?
No, it's in the opposite direction of that from the Mother's Milk District. So if you were to go back towards Pavita's house, you'd be heading that in the right direction.
Good. Then I choose to...
We don't have time for your side quests.
I'm multitasking. Clearly I can handle it. Did you not see me in that fight? I slaughtered shit.
Kitty says as she's got 2 recoveries and half her hit points left.
I don't know what you're talking about. I actually have 0 recoveries.
Oh, 0 recoveries left.
No. Perhaps it can wait until after we get some rest and maybe some better food in us.
Oh, of course. I'm not going into a battle on an empty stomach. Speaking of food, hey, Orc Lord, can I have a snack? We're kind of hungry.
A feast for the Green Blood Cat and her friends.
Yeah, feast, feast.
Food is
Hey
provided
guys,
to
you
you.
hungry?
It is somewhat rationed out, but you're provided an extra amount as this is the only clean food you know of, for sure. With Eni having poisoned the army's food.
Who's hungry?
So yeah, everyone can eat at this moment without having to roll infection or anything else.
Oh, that's good.
And this might be an appropriately uplifting time to tell you that I asked Will to roll for his infection die, and he got a natural 20.
Yay!
Which means he's gone the opposite direction and Thorold is no longer infected.
Oh, thank goodness.
So the party is as healthy as it's been at any time, except for the minor cuts and scrapes from the multi-stage fight against Pavita's corpse.
Yeah.
Alright, it sounds like you're going back to Pavita's house, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. You,
I just want to ask for like the for everyone's sake. When are we deciding to eventually rest up? Because we're all struggling a bit.
there's no time to rest. You'll rest when you're dead.
What time is it right now?
The day is pressing on, so you're not too far from nighttime.
Because I wasn't doing so hot to begin with, since I didn't take a rest the day before.
That's
Well, that and we didn't rest between either one of those battles. So you were really oof. Ouch.
yeah,
Listen, I can cast spells till the cows come home. Health on the otherwise.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir.
and everybody's used all of their healing spells,
Let's search Pavita's house and then call it a day.
I'm
Agreed.
in favor.
All in favor? Start snoring.
You search through, and one thing that you do find, in addition to the things that you've already found, so you're looking for information on her family and stuff like that?
Yes.
I think that's what we were doing.
Okay. Let me have everyone roll an intelligence check, as this is kind of a more careful picking through of things and reading through of books and ledgers and letters and things like that.
I am so smart. My book is upside down.
Alex and Kitty don't do a great job. Lithram, on the other hand, does pour through some materials and find some useful information, you start to piece together the puzzle that was Povita. And I think with that 25, there's some things I can probably tell you. You get some information on the status of various Imperial families, and it seems that the Poe family used to be a very highly regarded family in the Imperial Court, and has fallen out of favor with the current Emperor and the former Emperor. It has been going downhill. And looking through these things and putting things together, considering that you think this was a practice shot, you think that the Poe family's goal here was to take this poison and use it to move up the social ladder, to essentially wipe out or severely cripple the Imperial families higher up in the pecking order than hers. She basically wanted to put her daughter on the throne.
So it was an elitist plot.
In many ways, it was an elitist plot. It was political. She wanted the ultimate weapon. She came here to kind of do her test fire, but her daughter, the rest of her family, is all in the Imperial Court. And likely they have the remainder of this stuff. And when they hear of what happened here and get a good idea...
Oh, shit.
It seems like the next place, if you want to stop this thing, the next place you all need to go is the Imperial capital.
Well, I guess the orcs don't have to go then, huh? They're gonna kill themselves.
As it seems the Poe family is looking to engender a coup. You also find a lab, Lithram, where you can continue to do some experimentation if, as the waning hours of the day go, you want to try and figure out this cure before you rest.
Yes, let's try and make some progress.
I assume Stas will be helping you on this time around?
Yeah.
Alright. Lab assistant. The hallucinations speaking to you, the Lich King offers up another question. He asked about locked room mysteries the previous time. This time he says, "Tell me then, Lithram. I'll give you a scenario. You tell me what happened. You walk into a room. Your ex-wife is there. She accuses you of all manner of terrible things. Then, there's an explosion of magical energy at her chest. She falls over, seemingly dead. You go to inspect her, but the doors are flung open, people having heard the explosion. They grab you and arrest you. A cleric walks in, comes over to her, immediately proclaims her dead, takes her body away. You've been accused of murder, but you didn't do it. Tell me then, Lithram, how was it done? You were the only one in the room and all doors were sealed. And anyone can help you with trying to figure out how this happened.
She pre-planned this and committed suicide to frame me? Seems like it would be a bad thing because she doesn't get to see it through, but...
It's a close, but no, she did not commit suicide. She did want to frame you, though. Try again. How did she actually die?
I almost feel bad for asking you to repeat the riddle.
Of course, not a problem. Locked room. Lithram is the only one in there. His ex-wife accuses him of all sorts of terrible things. Sudden explosion of magic on her chest. She falls over. The doors are flung open. People grab him. A cleric comes over, proclaims her dead, takes her body away. Lithram is locked up. She is dead. He's accused of her murder.
Well, she's my ex, so we're not currently married / living together. Her lover worked with her to frame me.
And who was her lover?
The
Whoever
cleric.
gave her the stone.
You got it, the one who proclaimed her dead. She wasn't actually dead, it was a fake. Took the body away, then he killed her. Perfect way for him to kill her and for you to get framed. Not bad, Lithram. You're not a terrible investigator after all, are you? Do an intelligence check.
Yay.
Adding your wizard's apprentice there. Stas is helping you, so Stas, you can roll as well.
Oh, come on!
That was such an evil laugh. What the hell, guys?
As you are fiddling with it and plugging away, struggling to solve this thing, the answer comes to you, and it's horrifying.
Oh no.
You both look up at each other. You realize, why has the hallucination been asking you about locked room mysteries and seemingly this crime here? What was the point? What was it trying to tell you?
Oh no.
It was asking you about impossible crimes.
I mean, this town feels like a locked room.
This town feels in many ways like a locked room, and an impossible crime is happening here. The arrogance to think that within a week you could outsmart the greatest mind in history. You could somehow find a way to cure this thing. No. Curing this disease was always impossible for you. You're facing a knowledge that is hundreds of years more ancient than you. To possibly defeat this disease, you would need knowledge even more primal, even more ancient than the Lich King himself.
Dragon.
What was that?
Nothing. This whole time I've been like, God damn it, Kitty, stop worrying about your side quest. And now I'm like, oh my god, get the Dragon Pearl, get it right the fuck now.
Is really important. They contain fragments of knowledge, and if you look at my intelligence check that I would have gotten, I would probably actually know this too.
So you dejectedly tell the others it's impossible. We would need... My knowledge is insufficient. We would need knowledge more ancient even than the Lich King himself. Kitty is like, you mean like pure knowledge from the sun?
And like the stone that our armorer likely wears around his neck, including the other fragment that he gave me a hint to go find. And the only other person that unfortunately even knows about this is Stas, and he doesn't even super know about it because I kept it a secret because I'm an idiot. No, because I'm an idiot. It was a secret. It's my life's work. Of course it was a secret.
Well, now as you hear these things and have this thought, Kitty, do you reveal any sort of secrets? Or do you not?
I reveal them all. You can know all of them now, everybody. Hey guys, there's this important stuff that's been going on. I think we should have a family meeting.
That was just his head in his head in it, just like,
And you realize the lead and the actual answer has been there for days. It's that Dragon Pearl in the mountains. You've got to get that to solve this, to cure this disease.
Oh.
Because it's the only thing.
Oh, wait. So I know that there's a snake thing, and it's likely got like 3 heads, and it's gonna try to eat us. And I'm the only one that can actually get the pearl because I'm the only thing tiny enough.
Alright, everybody nap.
So-
Everybody nap right fucking now, because we have to go.
We're going
We're
first
gonna get eaten by a
thing.
snake tomorrow.
Maybe I'll just strap myself to a horse and then just like sleep. So that I can travel and still be fully resting. Fuck! Fuck, we have 36 hours! Fuck!
How far are we at the mountains?
It's a half day away.
Right? Yep.
Which I did say several sessions ago when the lead first came up. It's a half day's travel into the mountains.
I know, but I honestly, there was no part of me that I was completely like, we don't have time for that right now. We don't. I made that my brain sorted that into the irrelevant details category.
I knew this would happen because I'm evil.
I am evil.
Alright, okay. Okay. Is there a way that we can get, like, rather than horses, that we could get like a carriage sort of situation so we could be resting and traveling at the same time?
I mean, technically, yeah. They brought that food in carts. As the food gets handed out, you could take one of those an empty cart, lash a horse to it, and everybody lies in the back. And,
I wouldn't be saying that if shit was still absolute chaos between the orcs and the Imperials, but since that seems to be, for the most part, an honored agreement, at least for the next day or so.
36 hours.
I do feel more comfortable. Before I was like, no, absolutely not, we can't leave. But now I'm like, I feel more comfortable doing that. And that seems like the most efficient way to take a bite out of our travel time and be resting at the same time. Because then we gotta get the information, then we have to come back, and then Lithram has to turn it into something viable and usable, which is gonna take a little while too, right? I assume.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Probably won't be instant, yeah.
Let's go!
Alright. And with that, for the very first time, you feel like, although the timing is short and the hour is late, you actually have a lead. You actually have a way to win this thing. You can solve the impossible puzzle.
Yay!
And save the town.
If I don't roll ones anymore.
As long as you don't get eaten by a giant multi-headed snake monster.
Yeah.
There's that.
And so yeah, you gather up Thorold. You rest in the back of a cart, being led by a cleric, by Stanton Berenger, heading towards the mountains.
Is anyone else coming with us?
Is there anyone else you'd like to ask to come with you?
Where's Thorold, first of all?
Well, Thorold is coming. I'll say you could definitely get Thorold.
And
Riley's back in town.
So who would be coming that has more knowledge of these mountains?
Stanton would have some knowledge since he was the one who had the lead, and it seems that he's coming since Kitty had mentioned him coming.
Okay.
So he has that knowledge. Is there anyone else you'd like to ask?
Riley.
You could ask Riley. He says, well, make a charisma check there, Kitty.
Okay.
He did do a lot.
He's done a lot for you, so this is why I feel like this requires some kind of chat. It was a hidden roll. What was it?
It was hidden. It was a 5.
It was a 5. Okay.
What about what's the girl that we sent with him? She wears the fancy split skirt.
That was Sarah Portons.
Can she come?
You can ask her. I'll give one more charisma check there, Kitty. I'll say that with some degree of convincing, you've asked a lot out of Riley, and he politely declines. But I'll say after some convincing, Sarah will go with you. So you've got a monk along for the trip.
Okay.
You got a monk and a cleric coming, as well as a party of 5.
We got healers.
Well, Sarah doesn't do any healing, but she'll punch some things for you. Stanton can definitely heal.
Other than that, I'd like to try and leave quietly. Like, I prefer people don't know that we're leaving.
Okay. Do you tell the Burgermeister that you're going to be out of town for 24 hours?
No.
No.
Don't do it.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like it should be a secret.
Yeah, well, how well have your secrets served you in the past, huh?
Really well for myself.
No, I do feel like maybe we should tell the Burgermeister, but ask her to keep it on the DL.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell her that. I mean, if you tell her why you're going, she's supportive, I think.
Yeah.
Considering it's, the only chance at salvation.
Yep.
Yeah, alright. You head along the road, making your way as best as possible. You can do a full heal.
Yes.
It's nighttime. Are we gonna get the shit attacked out of us by gnolls?
I mean...
Yeah, okay, got it.
There are no
Are my slugs gone?
Your slugs are gone.
Yes.